There are moments in life when everything feels like it's standing still. Your thoughts, your direction, your energy. It's not sadness exactly, but a fog. And sometimes you don't need someone to hand you a solution. You need something to stir you. Something that shakes the foundations, that forces you to look again at the world and ask, how did we end up here? That's what these documentaries did for me. Each one felt like an unexpected mirror, not just reflecting society, but tearing it open to reveal the guts. They didn't comfort, they disrupted. And from that discomfort came clarity. Let me take you on a short journey from corporate greed to the raw, painful beauty of life through 7 documentaries that changed everything for me. 7. The Corporation, 2003. This film starts with a strange but brilliant question. If corporations are legally considered people, what kind of person would they be? The answer is chilling. They'd be a textbook psychopath. The film dissects how corporations, in their quest for profit, have evolved into powerful entities with zero accountability for environmental damage, human rights violations, or social decay. Through real case studies, we see how consumerism and unchecked capitalism are shaping our world in ways we often ignore. Watching The Corporation made me rethink every product I use, every brand I trust, and what success really means. It's a brutal wake-up call, but an essential one. 6. Bowling for Columbine, 2002. Michael Moore's deep dive into gun violence in America isn't just about mass shootings. It's about fear, how it's sold, how it's weaponized, and how it defines an entire culture. Using the Columbine High School shooting as an entry point, the film explores everything from media fear-mongering to racial bias to economic inequality. It's chaotic, provocative, and heartbreaking. What struck me most wasn't just the violence, but the normalization of it. This film made me confront the systems I grew up believing were just how things are. It doesn't offer easy answers. It offers a challenge to look inward and ask why we're okay with this. 5. Blackfish, 2013. It's hard to believe that a film about an orca could make you cry, not because of the animal, but because of what it reveals about humanity. Blackfish follows Tilikum, a captive killer whale involved in the deaths of several trainers at SeaWorld. But more than that, it's a gut punch about captivity, trauma, and how we mask cruelty with entertainment. The footage is haunting, the interviews are raw, and the truth? Unforgiving. This film altered the way I view zoos, aquariums, and even parenting. It reminded me that silence isn't innocence, and that compassion must sometimes be loud. 4. Food, Inc., 2008. Have you ever stared at your dinner plate and wondered, what am I really eating? Food, Inc. pulls back the curtain on the American food industry, exposing the hidden mechanics of factory farming, genetically modified crops, and fast food giants. It shows how a few corporations control the majority of what we consume, often at the expense of our health, the environment, and the dignity of farmers. It's not just about meat or Monsanto. It's about agency. This film taught me that choosing what you eat is an act of rebellion, and that sometimes revolution starts in the kitchen. 3. Roger and Me, 1989. Before Bowling for Columbine, Michael Moore made Roger and Me, a film that feels just as relevant today. It chronicles the economic collapse of Flint, Michigan, after General Motors closed several factories, devastating the local economy. Moore's pursuit of GM CEO Roger Smith becomes symbolic, a working man chasing accountability in a system designed to avoid it. What moved me wasn't just the injustice, but the resilience of the people left behind. Their stories made me realize how systems can abandon entire communities, and how easily we become numbers on a spreadsheet. 2. Dear Zachary, a letter to a son about his father, 2008. Nothing prepares you for this one. Nothing. What begins as a filmmaker's tribute to a murdered friend for the victim's young son turns into one of the most devastating stories ever told. It's part true crime, part legal horror, and part love letter to humanity's most fragile parts. I won't spoil the twists, and there are many, but I will say this, I sobbed. Openly. This isn't just a documentary. It's a wound. And yet, it taught me about the depth of parental love, the cracks in our justice system, and the courage of ordinary people. If you need to feel again, if your heart has gone a little numb, Dear Zachary will break it wide open. 1. Koyaanisqatsi, 1982. No narration, no interviews, no talking heads, just images and sound. And yet, Koyaanisqatsi says more about the human condition than most words ever could. The title comes from the Hopi language, meaning life out of balance. And that's exactly what this film shows, in mesmerizing slow motion and time-lapse cinematography as it moves from serene natural landscapes to frantic urban chaos. It's hypnotic, unsettling, and transcendent. It asks nothing of you, but demands everything. By the time it ended, I sat in silence, questioning every structure, every screen, every schedule in my life. It didn't shout, it whispered. And I heard it. These 7 films aren't just documentaries. They're earthquakes. They shake something loose. They don't all offer hope, but they all offer truth. And sometimes that's more powerful. Now, I'm curious. What film cracked your world open? What documentary made you sit in the dark long after the credits rolled? Drop your recommendations. I think we all need a little shake-up sometimes.